Yo boys, it's your boy Chicago back with another absolute banger of a video. If you guys saw my last video, which I'm guessing some of you did, it was a RLCS players tier list, which created a lot of controversy, a lot of different opinions, a little bit of arguments, which is what I expected. It's good fun, it's opinions, it's good to just have those conversations. And it kind of popped off, so I was like, why don't we just go with RL Esports tier list of the teams for this season, right? So if you guys don't know, obviously the tier list, it starts high, low, and I'll tell you guys the tiers later in the video. But before that, I saw the video popped off and I saw an actual increase in subs by a lot compared to normal, which made me so happy. And I know you guys are enjoying the content, so I appreciate it a lot. But anyways, for today's video, we're just gonna get into this. I'm gonna give you my opinions. Feel free to disagree in the comments down below. It makes good fun, you know. I love talking about these things. It brings some entertainment to just instead of just ranked. But I'm gonna break down the tier list now for you guys. So obviously in the top row, we have teams that could win Worlds, which are basically teams that likely or would be more favorited compared to the average teams that would go to Worlds. The next list is teams that I think could possibly make Worlds or even be a dark horse if they had their peak weekend that they could even win it. Next category is teams we got peaking in the top 6. So teams that are on the edge of top 6, maybe if they got a little bit better, maybe a little bit of just consistency, a move, just things here and there, and they could start breaking that top 6 range in tournaments and placements. B is for bubble, so those are teams probably in around the like 9 through 12 range, maybe like 8 through 11, and teams that are kind of just in the bubble, but you could expect more, you could expect less from them, but they're just there. And then obviously, I expected better. Teams that I thought that I just expected better results from. And then below, don't know enough to grade. Again, this is probably going to be EU biased because I don't watch a lot of EU, as I'm noticing basically all EU and maybe some SAM teams in there. So yeah, again, don't shoot me because I don't watch every EU match because it's, I mean, let's be honest, EU sleeper. But we got some teams in here. But basically, let's just get right into it, you know? So Alpine. Honestly, I would love to put them in I expected better because I think this team has a lot of potential and can actually have been like a top 6 team if they played consistently throughout the full season and show their potential. But unfortunately, I think they just got some nerves. They had some slumps that really halted them, and I really made me sad because I thought that I really like the players and I think they're really good and have an upside in their career. But I'm not going to put them, I would put them in here, but I still think they're in the bubble because they still finish in that bubble range, but they definitely could have been up here if they just continued getting stronger, but they kind of fell off. BDS obviously could win Worlds. One of the more top probably 3 favorites. Dominated EU. Not much more you can say. The team's looking really good. And they'd be a likely favorite. Just absolutely dominating EU. Not much more to say, but just a powerhouse of a team. Honestly, I know this team by the logo. I don't know what they're called, but I've seen them. They're very new though, and I think they might be on the honeymoon train. So I'm going to put them bubble right here, even though they've been having some good results. But if they continue keeping it up, they could probably get moved in one of these 2. But for now, you can't really put them past here, in my opinion, just because they're so new, right? All right, Dignitas. This got a lot of controversy for where I place the players of Dignitas in my tier list. Now, again, results matter to me a lot, especially when you have players that have a really high skill ceiling and can absolutely take over series. So that's why I put those players there, just because I'm like, you know what, I expect better. Like, I want these players to show that they're like can be some of the best players in the world. So that's why I put them there, and that's why I'm gonna put them peaking in the top 6 because I think they're in that round, like that maybe top 6 range, maybe good like couple top 6 finishes here and there. But I just want to see more consistency. I can't put them in the make Worlds because they didn't really qualify for Worlds. But yeah, Endpoint, I expected better. I thought this team had solid players. Maybe not players where they could like a team composition where they could win tournaments, but teams where they could definitely get some good results and maybe crack and get some, you know, surprising finishes, but unfortunately did not. Envy, contend Worlds, you know, they got Turbo. As soon as they get to land, they're automatic contender for Worlds. Missed Atomic, Atomic's more of a question mark on land. Missed, played at a couple, have been solid. But yeah, besides like the fact that their land performance is unknown, as a team, they're just more likely. United, again, I would put them in expected better. Good players, didn't really have too many results. Yeah, not much more to say there. All right, make World / Dark Horse. FaZe for sure. They're number 6 right now, and they're a team that they just need to work on getting their consistency up because they're really good when they're playing well, But for me, I think they just play every series different. Like they play to the level of their opponent almost sometimes. So sometimes they could just absolutely like destroy a team like Envy on a given day, but then fall to a team that they shouldn't be falling to, right? But if they can get that level up, then they would be on a good weekend, they'd be a team to watch out for. Furia, now this is going to be tough to grade other regions, but I really like Sam, especially mainly just their top two teams. But I really like the players on there, and I think they would definitely obviously make Worlds, and they could take a team or two out. I think they got the mechanics, they got that more NA style. But yeah, I actually really like Furia. G2, this is just going to be, I'm just going to put us there. In my opinion, I definitely think we could make Worlds, probably take a couple teams out. But for us to win, it'd be a lot just because Drees never played on a LAN before. Can't really expect much, but other to have some fun if there was a Worlds. But I think we definitely, on our day, could have a good run, you know? All right, Galaxy Racer. I actually thought this team was really, really impressive with EXO, and I don't really know why they dropped him, just because I don't follow EU drama like that. But if you guys want to let me know down in the comments below, feel free. But I'm going to put them in bubble just because it looks like they have a good tournament, and then they take 3 steps back, and then 2 steps forward, and then, yeah. So basically like that. That's why I'm going to put them in the bubble. Ghost. I'm going to put Ghost in the bubble. They literally, they had maybe 1 or 2, for sure 1, maybe 2 tournaments the entire season where they kind of exceeded expectations. But besides that, they were always in the same range they always are, or lower. So I could put them in expected better, but I think this is where everyone expected them, kind of in that bubble area. But I definitely think maybe with a roster move, with some more consistency, they could start putting those better results up on a more consistent basis. Giants peaking the top 6. I actually really, really like the Giants players. Tachi is one of probably my top 3 favorite EU players. I really like the way he plays. I like the way the team plays. They just need to work on their consistency. That's literally all. Their peak is incredibly high, but their bottom, whatever you'd call it, sorry, it's rough to say the least. It's not something you want to see out of a team with their caliber. So they just need to work on that. Ground Zero. Oh, I picked on XZ. Ground Zero. OCE absolute dominating the scene. So props to them. But as in terms of like could win Worlds, I can't put them in that category. They're destroying their region, and you can't really give them more props for that other than a slight clap. You know what I'm saying? Clap it up, clap it up. But basically, Ground Zero, I don't really even see them being a dark horse for Worlds, but I could see them maybe taking a team or two out, maybe depending on the matchup. But outside their region, I don't think I can give them much of a shot. But in terms of their region, they're dominating, and that's all that matters right now, especially with COVID, right? Pittsburgh Knights. I would put them in bubble, but they've absolutely had an atrocious... What are you saying, Reed? An absolute just... I'm brain farting. But just disgusting kind of end of the season where they could have been. Everyone thought this team was on the rise. They're going to start making that bubble, maybe even the top 6, a couple tournaments here and there. But they fell off so hard, and it was sad to see because it looked like the team liked each other. They were going to do well, big things. And then I don't know what happened, but expected better. Team Liquid, expected better. Biggest org, one of the biggest orgs in the game. Comes up, swoops an EU team. The team performs, honestly, it was just sad to see because you hate seeing these big orgs get in the games and then teams perform this poorly. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but hopefully something happens and Liquid comes out strong next season. Anyways, next, Energy. Obviously could win Worlds. A lot of LAN experience on the team. They're all world champions. They could do it. Definitely probably I'd probably give them one of the more likely teams, like probably top 2 or 3 teams. I would say if I had to pick Worlds right now, winners, who would I pick? And Energy would probably be one of them. Just because of their experience, and I think they do have a little bit of playstyle that would be similar on LAN. And on LAN, especially Worlds, you want to be comfortable. You want to be playing something that feels natural to you and feels not out of the ordinary and make you panic. Oxygen. Oxygen is right here, right now, but I could easily see them on the come up if they can develop more consistency and just get better with more experience. Is usually what happens. Better scrims. When you scrim better teams, you're going to get better individually. So all that. So that's where I can see them here. But right now, they're in the bubble. They're definitely making their way up after a long time. Charlotte Phoenix. This team is the 9th through 11th or 9th through 12th definition. this team just needs to have a couple more breakthroughs. I think their confidence, everything, their scrims, their individual skill will go up. I don't know if they're going to make a roster move. It could help, but I definitely think this team is literally on the brink of one of these two. I don't think they'll stay here. I'll think next season they'll either be here or here, because they definitely looks like they have the potential, but they just can't break it in those championship Sundays, you know? KCP. I would definitely put KCP. So right now, obviously, there's 3 teams going for the top 6 in NA, and KCP is honestly really, really solid. I think they just had a little bit of a slump that lasted a little bit too long for their liking, but their peak is really, really high, and they just kind of need to ride beast mode's just skill and memories, kind of experience and knowledge, and I don't know if it's IGLing, but his captain kind of personality, and just have that carry them through tournaments, because I think that's when they play really well. But when memory's leading them. Queso, again, another top 6 team. No clue how they would perform on LAN. Can't say they would win Worlds, just because we don't even know if they'd be good on LAN, because playstyles like that on LAN usually don't go very well, because if you're double committing, you're just going to be making 10 times the amount of mistakes that you normally would. So because of that, I could see them making Worlds, but I don't see them really having a chance at winning. Renegades, I'm going to put them in bubble. I really like the players on that team, but I thought they would be a top 2 team in their region. Sadly, I don't think they are, and I think they just have to keep grinding and keep doing better to get up these and hopefully make Worlds next season, because I really like CJ, Kami, and I honestly don't know the third. Rogue, this is kind of a common opinion, and I don't think it's like an unfair one, but if Rogue was to go to a Worlds, I don't think anyone would have them winning, just because those players have really never completed a LAN, even with each other. So when you're asking them to complete at a Worlds at the highest level for their first event, that's just something that's kind of crazy if they were to win. So that's why. But their peak is, I keep saying peak, but you know, when they had those 3 finals, those 2 back-to-back finals, they were playing some of the best Rocket League all season. Singularity, don't really know too much about this team, but I always saw like decent, solid players on this team, and they're always in the news, so I thought they were pretty decent, and then they just never really got results, like, ever. So I'm going to put them expected better. Honestly, want to put expected better in here because of their terrible first split for Solary. But because they kind of stepped it up, I'm going to put them peaking in the top 6, even though I know they are top 6 for Make Worlds. Hear me out. They are top 6, so I would put them here normally, just out of the trait that they're going to qualify for Worlds. But because EU's been so poor and they barely squeezed in the top 6, I believe, and they kind of had such a poor first split, and they haven't really won anything, I believe. Maybe they've gone into 2nd place, but just because of that, I can't really put them higher than this. But in terms of just placements, I would put them here. But in terms of my opinion on the actual team itself, I would put it right here. Sonics, B for bubble. They always show out in regionals. Usually they always perform, which is pretty impressive. Grid, not so much, but then again, it's Grid. But Sonics is another team like Phoenix, where they either, I believe, will go here or here next season, because I don't think they want to be in this same range where they're just getting kind of not the greatest results that in their eyes. So, but they're going to have to do something, I think, to playstyle-wise, player-wise. Rule this goes back to coach, I think, if they want to get a new player. But yeah, right now I'm going to put Sonics in B. Space Station. I'd put Space Station as a team to qualify for Worlds, just because I think with Chrome, and they would probably work hard, put a lot of hours in, get a good boot camp in. For them, it wouldn't be raw skill that I'd see them winning Worlds. I would see them more like the preparation and the dedication they would put to doing everything they can to secure that dub is what actually would help them get a Worlds title. Where unlike Envy or Energy, I think it would just be, or BDS, even just the pure skill of the team. But yeah. All right, Top Oaks, they are making Worlds, so I am going to put them right here. Dark Horse, they seem like they would be a pretty solid LAN team just by their players and their play style. But right recently, I would put them as of here. They've just been completely disappointing. And Archie just has to go off, basically. But Top Oaks kind of rough end of the season, let's be honest. They need to step up for the final stretch. Now, true neutral, the best South American team, where did their logo go? Oh my god, you can't see it. So you guys can't really see it be on this tier list, so I'm going to hold it right here. But I'm going to put them in the they're going to make Worlds. Their best team in SAM. Good for them. They're really solid. I think they could have some fun at LAN. They could take a couple names, but outside of that, I don't think they're doing much. I think the Fury chances of, with more experience, Fury will do better at a Worlds format. P1, I want to put them. I want to put them right here just because I'm a little bit biased because I know those players and I think they're on the come up, especially as of recently. But their inconsistency as of late, as well as the really rough start to the season, I can't really put them anywhere besides bubble. But they are on the come up, but they also need to iron out some of these results against some of these teams and start making these championship Sundays consistently before I put them in here. Kind of like us, we just choked the top championship Sunday, which should not be happening. But yeah, Vitality. I don't think Vitality will win war. Actually, okay, I changed my mind. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of disrespected Kaydop last time, but that's him as of online and an individual player and his effect on the team and the game. When it comes to LAN, Kaydop, I can't disrespect that. The man's insane. Day 3 Kaydop. So just because of that reason alone, and Alpha 54 and Fairy Peak's also been incredibly solid on LAN throughout his entire career, I would put them, but they would definitely be last on this list as who I think would win Worlds. Xset, definitely on the come up. At the beginning of the season, I would definitely put them here and the middle of the split 2, but lately they've been working their way up. Like I said last video, if you guys watched it. Maybe next season, if they keep doing what they're doing, they get a little bit better individually, they start performing consistently, they would definitely go into this division, which is where I expect them. But for right now, I'm going to put them right here just for bubble, but I think they definitely have a bright future. But anyways, if there's any teams I missed or any tier lists you guys want to see next, trust me, this is a lot more fun. I bet you guys can tell, like, I like explaining my thought process on this stuff, and it actually really, it's a lot more fun than queuing a ranked 3v3 video. But tell me what kind of stuff you guys want to see more. If you want to see tier lists, other kind of maybe websites, stuff you want me to grade, just, you know, this kind of ideas. Let me know down in the comments below. It really helps because I really like doing stuff other than ranked and doing something just kind of out of the ordinary. But anyways, if you guys are enjoying these videos, please leave a like and subscribe. It greatly means a lot, I'm telling you. And it's free, so what hurt does it do to you, right? But anyways, I'm going to sign off. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Have a good rest of your day or night, evening, morning, wherever you are. But I'm going to sign off. Peace.